Hello and welcome to the podcast where the only thing thicker than our follicle count is the thick layer of absurdity we bring to the table. Brace yourselves for episode 10 of Two Bald Men Fighting Over a Comb, the show where two cold heads engaged in the most epic duel of bald bravado you've ever witnessed. Join us as we comb through the tangled mysteries of life, laughter, and the perpetual quest for that elusive idea that'll make us millions. Strap in for a wild ride of follicle fantasies and nonsensical nuggets of wisdom. So Tom, what the diddly dangles do you mean by toxoplasma gondii?
Yeah, this is a continuation from last week. I spoke to you revealingly about how I'd glassed the cat.
Have you had any contact from the RSPB at all, or no RSPB, RSPs? yeah, they're saying keep up the good work because the bad numbers are up. Sorry, I meant the RSPCA.
There's a reason why glassing the cat is legitimate behaviour, and that's because cats are taking over the world, and they're doing it with a parasite called toxoplasma gondii.
What's gondii got to do with anything? I thought it sounds like quite a peaceful bacteria.
It is actually quite peaceful for humans. Mostly. It can live in warm-blooded animals, but there's only one animal that it can reproduce inside.
Is it a cat?
And that's a cat, yeah.
Flipping egg.
And so this parasite has developed through evolution to affect mice, rodents. It affects their nervous system, neurotransmitters and things, and the impact of it is these vermin, these rats, mice, they're not scared of cats. If there's areas which have cat urine smell, they won't smell it and go, there's a predator, run away. They'll just go into the area and quite like being there.
And gobble.
So it means
picks it up, takes it into your house and scares the bejesus out of the...
This can get into humans as well. It doesn't affect us like parasites that you pick up in the jungle might do, and sort of growing strange welts and doing strange things to your body in other ways. I'm not communicating very well today.
Well, I was going to say, so no, when it affects humans, does that mean you say that you sense like cat piss and you think, oh yeah, that's fine, I'll go there, and then that cat kind of attacks you? You go flipping egg.
Well, it's if you are the prey animal, it's a problem because cats don't bother you so much. You're pretty chill, a bit more adventurous, and you get eaten. But if you're not a prey animal for the cat, then you like cats. You get on with them. You don't mind the smell of their piss. But there's also there's also like quite a lot of research. Some of it's what's the word? I can't find the words today, Rob. But, some of it
sketchy.
Is sketchy. Yes. Argue.
No, I'm talking about your bloody brain.
Yeah, my brain is sketchy today. I'm going to edit the shit out of this, but yeah, it's I can't follow brain thoughts today. I think I've got toxoplasma gondii.
Well, it's interesting you say about how it led on from the last episode, because following that last episode where you had me exercising and all those things, I went for a run the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, well, Chip Shop was about to close, so I had to get there pretty sharpish. So,
Very good. Anyway, back to my exciting topic that I can't talk about properly.
I was kind of trying to use that as a closure.
I don't want to close it. I want to talk about it. I'm just not doing very well at it.
No.
So there's some studies that show increased prevalence of schizophrenia and bipolar disease in people who are infected with toxoplasma gondii.
Do you think that's where they're saying is the crazy cat lady? That there is actually something in that, the fact that they've got all that
I think
shit
possibly,
going around.
And that lady who put the cat in the bin, she just knew what was going on. She's like, get your toxoplasma. Well, she doesn't have any toxoplasma gondii because
she was protecting people. She could see the potential danger.
Yeah.
How many cats do you think there are in England?
a lot.
-1. Just cut out.
The RSPB are always getting upset about it, aren't they? Too many cats eating too many birds.
Well, aren't they? They're quite because cats are quite a nasty predator, aren't they? In terms of wiping out wildlife and everything. And so you should put a little bell around them.
Yes. You should put a bell around me so I can't hunt.
Get one of them big heavy fuckers. So it's like, cat's not moved all day. I would. Bloody.
But yeah, the other thing with this parasite, so for humans who are infected with it, it's that they become more alpha, more likely to be leaders, entrepreneurs, business starters. So it's not necessarily a bad thing for humans. But if you have that behaviour in a mouse, then that's a bad thing. You know, he tries to start up his little business in front of the cat.
Yeah. Can I interest you in some these little mouse pillows made with belly button fluff, really plump, very firm, recycled. Can I interest? Died.
Dead.
Yeah, deaded, munched up,
Yeah.
and there's just going to be loads of these pillows left. Lying around.
They did a study with wolves as well, where there was only one wolf in this pack that was.
Is it a pack if it's just one wolf?
Well, no, it was the only wolf in the pack with the toxoplasma gondii, and it became the leader of the pack, the only mating male.
Oh right.
So you become a bit of an alpha. You've written in the mindless map, "Till death do us part." What are you thinking about when you write this down? What is your mind worm? Where's your mind worm going? Where's it coming from?
My word mind worm.
Yes.
It was I was intrigued actually to think how or when did that, like, wedding vows, when did they first appear? And they date this particular one about "Till death us do part," dated back to medieval England. And then it also got me thinking of as well, like, some of the people who I know who are in their 50s and 60s, like people I work with, and extended family members or things like that. And it's almost like when they hit 50 or 60, most of them seem to be like really, either they hate their partner, their husband or wife, and they don't want to get divorced or anything, or they have divorced them because they're just like, oh, but it was like a really shit experience and it's all this horrible kind of rigmarole and everything else. And I wondered whether there is actually a time frame for most people of that whole thing of like, right, okay, till death us do part, back in those days, you were only really going to live between 50 and 60 years old, depending on, you know, your kind of circumstances, the food you had to eat and all those things. The reason why they say the average life expectancy was about 30-ish years because of all the infant mortality. So brings it
averages out.
Yeah. So when you think about like 50 or 60, that whole thing of like till death us do part, when you get married at, I don't know how old they were back in those days, like 14, 16 or something, I don't know.
12.
Yeah, I don't know.
Keep going down.
Yeah. That's what they tell. Yeah, go on. I won't sell you. And I just wondered whether there's that whole thing of like, actually, do you know what? There should be something when you turn 50 or 60. They say, look, there's like a break clause in the wedding that says like, it's an amicable thing. You know, you'll naturally become divorced and they'll split the assets and all that shit, or you get some support and everything else.
There's that thing in that Sapiens book about, you know, we've only known for a few hundred years that one, you know, a sperm meets an egg, and one man is making the baby with the woman.
Yes.
So looking at tribes in the past where the woman would want to shag all the men because she wants all
a warrior,
the traits.
Like even the geeky guy gets a look in because it's like, I want someone who's, you know, perhaps is very clever but is ugly as sin. But then what about
the whole marriage thing is it's a bit sort of ownership based, isn't it? It comes from the whole patriarchal past.
Well, you know, the wedding ring finger. There is a belief in Roman times that finger was directly connected to the heart. That's why you put a ring on that finger. It's almost like you're.
Well, it is.
banding
Everything's directly connected to the heart. So you can put a ring on anything that sticks out.
All right. Oh, I don't know. That might keep falling off. Play havoc. Well, say back in those days, I guess you wouldn't catch an airplane anywhere, would you? So that's why it's just my wedding ring, a wedding band. That's why it makes it look more fat at the end.
It was my wedding, Prince Albert.
Part of like getting married, you get wedding gifts, right? And I got these 2 like serving spoons from the people I work with, and they said, "Oh, they're antique ones or whatever it is." And I just thought, I'm never going to use these fuckers. So I made an excuse that, my mother-in-law has given us the ones that they used from their wedding. So these, can I just have the receipt? So I ended up going back to Liberty's, getting a receipt, and again exchange, get a credit voucher and stuff.
Did you not have a list though?
No, because these are people who I worked with, right? So it was just like, right, bang, and they just got me this present. I just thought, oh shit, I was hoping they were going to just give me some vouchers or something. I don't know, like Ann Summers or something. I don't know.
Okay, here's one. Do you remember what I got you for your wedding?
Yes, I was looking at it the other day. Actually, it was a framed picture of some cats.
Oh, I didn't remember it. That's Spooky's cats.
No, I was just going to say, but
memorial to toxoplasma gondii.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're infected. As for you, that cat, when it hissed at you, perhaps some saliva, and entered your body.
I had cats when I was growing up, so I probably just, got it from their feces, eating their feces.
No, I was saying, no one bought us a gravy boat, and I tell you what, sometimes I wish I could do the gravy boat, because I just mix it up into a mug now, and I always dribble it down the side. But
well, I think you might be beautifully segueing into one of my mindless map thoughts,
which is gravy boats.
This is actually a business idea, Rob.
I'm all ears.
China porcelain.
All right.
You can pretty much shape it anyhow you like, can't you?
I don't know. Can you?
Yeah, you can make like weird shapes and things. You get porcelain figures.
Yeah, porcelain isn't it susceptible to cracking under heat?
Yeah. Probably.
Guess where you got to put milk in the cup first.
Everyone needs a gravy boat because everyone has gravy at Christmas. Yeah.
Yes.
So I thought we could take the fact it's a gravy boat and make gravy boats that look like real boats, and they could be gravy boats. You know, you can have I don't know, SS Great Britain,
Titanic. That's always on. That's always on at Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
that might be
cracks in half.
Chilly.
It's like, what the fuck?
Chilly, or you know,
it's broken
off. Have to
again.
reach into the sink to pick it out of the bottom. But yeah, gravy boats. You could have a cutty sark, couldn't you?
Oh, because I guess the things with the pokey thing at the end is where all the gravy pours out of.
There could be the funnel, the bit that toots.
Yeah, but that's going to be. You have to pour it sideways. I guess that could be a thing that you're tipping the boat sideways and it all pours out of the. How would you fill it up?
Rock the boat, baby.
How would you fill it?
How do you fill it with gravy?
Yeah.
Be like ballast when you put the ballast into.
Yeah, but then that's going to be all loose and wobbly, isn't it? If you're turning the thing on its side, I think you need to draw it, take a picture, and not send it to me, and I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Would you invest your money in my gravy boats?
I'm out. I'm sorry. I've looked at your numbers. I'm out.
Wood burners, they've been on your mind.
Wood burners, yeah.
Do you want to explain why burning wood in a device made for burning wood is on your mind?
Well, I've got an open fire in my house, and when I first moved into it, because before I was in London, so it's like...
You moved into your open fire?
I moved into it, it's not bad. I share it with it can't sleep too well. It kind of grates after a while.
Oh, very good.
No, so I lived in London before, and so obviously you weren't allowed to have any kind of fire burning things because of clean air and all that stuff, which, you know, that was absolutely fine. And it was a terrace house, so it didn't take much to warm up. Now I'm in a detached house and I had an open fire. I was like, right, the first thing I did before anything was go out and get all the kit and, you know, everything to go with it and all those things. Got the chimney swept and what have you. And then I think I don't know, when I was looking on some of the newspapers, I kept getting these feeds about like wood burners and how I think Michael Gove a few years back was saying how he wanted to ban them, and then in Norwich you've got a lot of people who have wood burners, and then I think during this like energy crisis thing, people were burning like wet wood or just shitty wood. And yeah, I do notice like when it's like a really like when they do like the wet wood, it's like a horrible dense thick horrible smoke. And they were saying, so I've just copied some bits from a newspaper, so you might want to speed it up like you did before on this thing. They said an analysis of the soot particles that Londoners were breathing showed that between 60 to 70% came from wood or solid fuel heating. And they said averaging over the whole year, home fires in the UK produced more particle pollution than the exhaust of all traffic on our roads. They said the data shows tiny particle pollution called PM 2.5 produced by wood burning rose by a third from 2010 to 2020, and it reaches something like 13,900 tonnes a year. And this all comes from just 8% of homes that have wood burners, and 95 of these homes have other sources of heating. Because they were saying what it is it's very much like this middle class kind of crisis to a certain degree, where they have gas, but they just set it on fire.
I was going to say it's to me this is a conservative problem, just to get all political, because conservatives want to live in the olden days when everything was better. In the olden days you had smog. And they're like, oh, we have wood burners, then we can make the smog come back again, and then the immigrants will go.
Do you know what? There's something worse than smog, and do you know what it is? It's fucking smug. You know, and these people say how they've like cycled into work, they do this, and they eat a really good diet and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Well, you can kill the smug with the smog.
That's true.
So they'll breathe it in and they'll get like pollution-itis.
So, just saying, because they they did change the design of wood burners, and they're saying because it pumps out quite a lot of the toxins into the living room. Every time you open it up, it will go into the living room, and they're saying like so a paper by the British Medical Journal found that just one wood log burning stove sends more of these PM 2.5 particles into the atmosphere than 1,000 petrol cars. Fuck off. No, I'm just saying. So it's like so if you were to burn your stove for 4 hours, it's the equivalent of kind of having like 6 HGVs driving up and down your road. And don't get me wrong, I think an open fire is such a beautiful thing to sit in front of, and I think the heat from it's different from gas or radiators and everything else. I love the look of them. Obviously it relates back to our ancestors before TVs, the flickering flames and all those. But I just wondered, like, where if you were to say to somebody, oh, we're going to have these HGVs driving up and down your road for 4 hours every night, everyone would be like, oh, but all the pollution. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
They'd be like, that's noisy.
Yeah, noisy, and the pollution as well. And what about my poor lungs? But they're quite happy to burn their wood burners when really they can afford just to burn gas in their house, which is a lot less pollutant. And obviously it's a fossil fuel, but it's less of an impact on the environment. It just costs a little bit more money maybe. Well, I don't know in the long run how it all is, because wood's not cheap. Anyway, I don't know. It's just that's the only thing I want to say about wood burners, is because I've blocked up my my fireplace now and everything else, and I think.
What did Santa have to say about that?
He just kicked it down, didn't he? He was quite aggressive. He just kicked all the shit everywhere.
Is this all an excuse for you coming back and trashing the place?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, when I forgot my keys, I have to make my way down the chimney. But no, and this is the thing, isn't it? It's like something that it's something that people can manage themselves, similar to internet searches. Everything creates some form of energy consumption. Everyone's got smart TV, so they stream stuff. I know I've mentioned it before, but you know what I mean, there's little things that people could do which helps this whole climate change, as opposed to being like, oh, we should stop doing this, we should stop doing that, let's all get electric cars, let's do this and everything else.
What about all the chimney sweeps you'll put out of business?
Well, the one who came round our house was a miserable bastard, so I don't mind if he...
That's because he sweeps chimneys, isn't it?
We could do something different. And he said to me, "Oh, we didn't really need your chimney swept." I was like, "Oh, all right," because when we moved in...
Why did you do it then?
Well, because he wanted to get 50 quid. But when we moved in the little wood store next to the fire, there was a little, those little plastic things that you could buy. You'd move all the letters and go clunk, 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 and then you'd create a thing, cut it, and you could stick it somewhere. It says chimney swept, 26th of the 3rd, 1988. Or no, sorry, 1986. And that's stuck in the inside. So I took that off and I stuck it on my monitor.
Like cigarettes.
Well, the diddles.
Rob's disappeared. That either means Norwich. Oh no, he's phoning back. I thought Norwich might have been nuked or something. What happened to you?
I don't know. You just suddenly cut off. I'm still recording.
Cut off.
Oh right. Well, it just went. Anyway, I'm still recording.
Yeah, I'm still recording. I might have said a few things to the camera. Camera?
Motherfucker, where's he gone?
Cigarettes, yeah.
What about
cigarette packets have warnings on them.
Yes.
So maybe chimney sweeps can have like health warnings put on them because they're sweeping the chimney so people can have open fires and increase the pollution.
So they could hand a leaflet to them to say, "Did you know?"
No, they have to be on their clothes, like on a cigarette packet, like a picture of some polluted lungs.
Well, the thing is, you'll bugger off because he seals it all around and stuff like that. Unless, of course, when he opens the door, he's there, and it's like, you just want to look me up and down, literally, just read me, and we just turn around.
And the other thing is, because you get all black and sooty, it would cover up the message, wouldn't it?
That's true.
Yeah, that's not going to work, is it?
Not going to work at all. Talk to me about Egremont Crab Fair.
Egremont Crab Fair.
Yes.
This is something that I found out about this week. I was researching gurning. Do you know gurning?
Yes, where they put like that horse, not a horseshoe, like a horse collar. Oh, and they take their teeth out and then they go. You can't see my face, but yeah, that.
They pull funny face. I mean, we got faces for gurning.
Got faces for radio.
We definitely do. Yeah, do me a gurn. I want to see your best gurn. Yeah, you need better neck muscles to get the bottom lip over your nose.
No, that's with no teeth in it. I used to work with someone who had no teeth. He had falsies, but I think
you probably have to dislocate your jaw, like
probably. Don't do yours. Here, I've cooked you a nice meal. Have a mouthful.
So Egremont. So basically, the World Gurning Championship is held in Egremont at Egremont Crab Fair. Egremont is near. It's in the Lake District. I don't know if it's held every year or every 4 years, but so it says here the fair's origins go back to 1267.
Bloody hell.
And it is claimed to be one of the oldest fairs in the world.
We could set up. I was thinking because you did the cheese rolling, you talked about that, and now you've got this. If they were to combine these things, you could have some form of shitty Olympics, couldn't you?
Well, yeah. Remember, it was Red Bull, wasn't it? We're going to release an energy drink and sponsor the Esoteric Olympics.
Oh yeah. Because there's also that one about the drug enhancement one. I've not heard any more about that.
It must be that people are listening to this, but it's just they're just not hearing.
Don't sink in, does it?
Doesn't sink in.
I can't remember what I've spoken about, obviously, because I've said a few bits.
I know which of the events is going to be most appealing to you.
What's that?
So there are numerous traditional fair events, including flower and vegetable shows, equestrian events, boundary riding, races, climbing the greasy pole, hound trails, and Cumberland wrestling. What is Cumberland wrestling?
Is it where I think before you tell me what it is, what I'd like it to be is a ginormous sausage, and they've got to wrestle it or something like that, or they've got to try and devour it or rip it to shreds in.
Cumberland? Was it Cumberland? It's like Cumberland sausage. No, the wrestling. Cumberland wrestling.
I imagine they all
Cumberland
just.
and Cumberland and Westmoreland wrestling.
I imagine that they dress up a bit like Big Daddy or whatever it was. Grandstand Saturday afternoon wrestling. Yeah, giant haystacks.
Yeah, they got this
Big
like
Daddy.
the old Victorian costumes and things.
Do they do it in summer? Because that's got to be hot.
It originates from the Viking invaders, Norse wrestling. It's always the Vikings, isn't it? Can't take them anywhere.
No. We probably all descend from Vikings, don't we? Because of all the raping and pillaging somewhere along
So
those lines.
you're saying that your sexual aggressions are down to your Viking heritage?
I would, Your Honour, yes. I would. My aggression is pleading generally for 5 weeks.
Well, I'm sure you do some passive aggressive.
Yes, I know. I don't want to. Okay then. Shit. That backfired.
There's a pipe smoking competition as well.
Pipe smoking.
And how do you compete in pipe smoking?
I don't know. Would it be? I mean, what's the scoring criteria? Would it be the amount of smoke you exhale, or what?
There's pig's bladder football in some years.
Well, that's just like the original football, isn't it? As long as they take it out of the pig first.
Yeah.
Wish kicking this pig. It's like, what do you do? Pack it in.
They might use different animals' bladders. Maybe one year it's a cow's bladder.
Mouse bladder.
Mouse bladder.
We just play.
That'd be like subbuteo, wouldn't it?
All right, so Thomas. This quiz, right? It's so the title of the quiz is "Who is older?" Right.
Yep.
So I'm going to give you the names of a singer, stroke guitarist in a band, and the bassist.
Yep.
Right, and you have to tell me who is older. Now, some of these people have died, but it's all to do with when they were born. So it's about who is older, who was born first. Right.
Gotcha.
So there are 10 questions, and the forfeit is that of these 10 bands, of the ones that you get incorrect, you have to choose, or the other person has to choose the band, and you then have to record a karaoke version of that song. It'll be played at the beginning of the next show. So for example, say I had The Police, Sting, and oh shit, he's the singer and thingy, isn't he? But anyway, say it was them and there's a different one. Oh, say The Jam, Paul Weller, Bruce Foxton.
Yeah.
And you got that wrong. That is part of the group that was wrong. Then I might say to you, all right, so you've lost overall. So therefore, I'm choosing the band The Jam. You then have to, by the next episode, so you get karaoke, get loads of them on YouTube, and then you just have to overlay your vocals on top of it, and that'll be broadcast at the beginning of the next show.
That sounds like a good idea. So I get to also tune my voice.
You can do whatever you like. That's assuming that you lose.
Oh yeah, it might be you. Can you also tune your voice if you win?
Don't need to. I might have to ask your help on that one if I lose. All right, so are you ready? So there are 10.
Go for it.
Right. So the first one is so who is older? So I'll always start with the singer, and the second person will be the bassist. Or do you think there's any kind of skewing of the thing? So Kurt Cobain or Chris Novoselic? Who is older?
Kurt Cobain.
Incorrect. It is Chris Novoselic. Next one is Anthony Kiedis or Flea?
Flea.
Correct. Ozzy Osbourne or Geezer Butler?
It's going to be, the older one is going to be Geezer Butler because Ozzy was the youngest in the band.
No. Ozzy Osbourne is older than Geezer Butler.
I thought it was the youngest.
No, you can check it. You can check it if you like.
No, I
you normally do.
Swear.
Roger Daltrey, John Entwistle.
John Entwistle.
No, Roger Daltrey.
He looks older, though, doesn't he?
He does. I've seen less wrinkles in a ball bag. Robert Plant or John Paul Jones?
John Paul Jones.
Correct.
How many have I got right and wrong?
You have got 3 wrong and 2 correct.
Okay.
Next one is Eddie Vedder or Jeff Ament. That's Pearl Jam.
Eddie Vedder.
No, incorrect. It's Jeff.
Dear.
Next one is Damon Albarn or Alex James.
Alex James.
Incorrect. It's Damon Albarn.
Okay, so wrong. Oh, I'm terrible at this. I can only draw now. Okay.
Michael Stipe or Mike Mills?
Mike Mills.
Correct.
It's got to be the bassist eventually.
Yes. Bono or Adam Clayton?
Bono.
Incorrect. It's Adam Clayton. And then Mick Jagger or Bill Wyman?
Bill Wyman.
Correct. Yes. Interestingly, about Bill Wyman. So he was 52 years of age when he married 18-year-old Mandy Smith. But apparently he fell in love with her when she was 13. He said, oh, she was just like a woman. Apparently they had sex relations from the age of 14.
Nice guy.
Yes, shit, innit? So, your scores were 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you got 4 out of 10. So, of the ones that you got incorrect was Nirvana, Black Sabbath, The Who, Pearl Jam, Blur, and U2. Now then, which artiste should I choose for you to sing? I think I'll make it more enjoyable for you and I'll choose Black Sabbath. You can choose.
I might even record the guitar as well.
If you like, and it can be any song by Black Sabbath, but the one that is well known, the better perhaps for our listeners.
Do you know what we're doing next week?
Not a clue.
And that's the end of season 1. In season 2, we'll be a little bit older, a little more silly, a little less wise, and a lot more bored.
That ended up in this garden centre, and his leg was all fucked.